This channel is Guitar Hunter. My mission in the world is to help you fill the world with music and friendship by figuring out which guitars are right for you, which guitars are wrong for you, and which guitars you should grow old with. I have a course all about this. I will teach you how to build a collection of guitars that set you up for every musical situation you're in. Check it out. There's a link in the description down below. It is called Write Guitars Faster. It is awesome. Every single person that's gone through it has found it to be helpful and wonderful for their guitar playing, buying, selling, and collecting life. It's made them a better musician and a better friend. So anyway, check that out in the description down below. This is a Bourgeois Touchstone Dreadnought. What is good about this guitar? What is bad about this guitar? And if you're in the market, should you buy this guitar? This is the Bourgeois Touchstone Dreadnought. I first played one of these, and I'll put a link and a card to the video here. I first played one of these guitars with my friends John, Jeremy, and Jason Chapman at the Acoustic shop this past summer. This guitar is a full-on collaboration between Eastman guitars and Bourgeois guitars. And my first impressions, I'll show you. There's a couple videos showing my first impressions to these. These guitars are absolutely incredible. If you care about high-end acoustic guitars, these should definitely be in the list. So what is this guitar? This guitar is an Alaskan spruce top, ebony bridge, ebony fingerboard, mahogany neck, East Indian rosewood back and sides, has herringbone, that's a herringbone, and it's got ivory binding around the top, has a bone nut, bone saddle, and this guitar, oh, and look at that headstock. I mean, how insane is the headstock? The head plate on this. This guitar is built, it starts its life in Lewiston, Maine with Bourgeois guitars. From there, the top gets sent to China, to the Eastman factory in Beijing. That's where they are picking from the same materials that Bourgeois, Martin, Gibson, Guild, all of the main buyers, they're buying wood from the same places. And so they are picking out beautiful East Indian rosewood for the back and sides. Now, if you buy a Bourgeois Dreadnought, they would voice the top and the back. With the Eastman themselves, who are no slouches at building guitars, are voicing the back of the guitars. This guitar is very much built to be very similar to what you would expect in a 28 style guitar. Herringbone, spruce top, East Indian rosewood back and sides, ebony bridge, even has a volute, which I love. This is one of my favorite features. If you want me to love a guitar, put a volute on it. I've said that 1,000 times. Now, this guitar, there's so much that is good about this guitar. And let's just run through a couple of the quick points. If you're looking for an HD-28V, this guitar is both better equipped, better materials, lower price, better case, made by a boutique brand, has a voiced top, has better bracing than a Martin of $500 more. So to me, there are many, many, many incredible things about this guitar that I really, really like. And so in the end, this guitar, what's good about this guitar? There are so many things that are absolutely wonderful. One of the questions I know that I'll get asked is what's the nut width? And I know that it is the Bourgeois, there's a fraction for it. I'll put the fraction up here, but it is right at 44 millimeters for the nut width. And so that's like 1.73. It's definitely between, it's not as narrow as an inch and 11/16, but it's not quite to an inch and 3/4. But at 44 millimeters, this guitar feels very comfortable. The last thing that I think is really good about this guitar is that from 5 feet, unless you see that sticker on the inside, you would just think that this is a full-fat, hand-built, American-made Bourgeois. And those are expensive. Those are pricey. They have a really powerful brand. They have a lot of reputation behind them. And so it's a bespoke and specific choice. And you'll get, for people that know, they will know that this is a cool choice and a really exciting guitar. Transition. Let us talk about all the things that are not great about this or the things that are bad about this guitar. Number one, the thing that people are going to discredit this guitar for is where it's made. They are going to say that because it's made in China, they're going to make political statements about it. They're going to make economic choices about it. They're going to say that something about you is bad, different, deficit, wrong, because you would buy a guitar that's made in China. Now, the reality is we live in an economy that is very much connected around the world. And so with that, there are many things that we just buy and like and have no issues with that are made all around the world. Having spent a lot of time with proper bourgeois, American-made bourgeois, this one, unless you get very, very close, it can pass, but it's still not the same. I think there's some kind of finish on the bridge here. That's an Eastman thing. I like when they are still raw ebony, so that way I can put limb oil on them and I can keep them kind of dark. With this, if there's a finish on them, you're kind of stuck. And it's a little bit shiny, and that gets me a little bit preferential, but it is a thing that definitely is a negative on this guitar. Now, the other thing is just the absolute, and I'll have to get a close shot to show you these, the split diamond inlays, there's just a little bit of filler. And it's just, I mean, you can tell this is a $3,000 guitar. This is not a $10,000 guitar. And so that's, I mean, one of the few things. Now, there's still something. I don't know what it is. There's something about this neck transition. Maybe it's how square the back of the headstock is as this transitions. There's something about this that still doesn't feel like an American-made guitar, doesn't feel like a bourgeois or a boutique guitar. But it's, I mean, you would have to really, really know what you're not buying to have any thoughts about what you are buying when you would get one of these. So, I really like this guitar. I think that this one is monstrously good. It sounds great. I've played this one a ton. I've had this guitar for about a month. Let's transition into if you're in the market, should you buy this guitar? That's looking at this guitar is probably a lead guitar player, probably a bluegrass player, somebody that really cares about traditional guitar design and just the exciting, powerful component that is just what this guitar can do. Alaskan spruce top, and then with the East Indian rosewood back and sides. I think that this guitar is absolutely on par with an HD-28. This is the closest you've ever gotten to proper apples to apples. Same materials, same construction, same finish, same binding, same wood, bought from the same mill, put together in the same way. And still, this still has a few benefits, like being voiced by Bourgeois directly with the bracing and all of the top construction. And so that's the closest. I mean, like Sigma never really got close. You look at all of these other collaborations between American builders and, you know, Asian-made construction. This one is absolutely a new generation. It has changed and closed that gap in a way that I didn't think was actually possible. So if you're in the market for this guitar, I think that you would absolutely be a sucker to not really have a Bourgeois Touchstone at the top of your list if you're looking for a Dreadnought, a bluegrassy guitar, something like this. Now, it is not without some concerns from me, just from a guitar player's perspective. Now, for me, I'm broken. I very, very, very rarely buy new guitars. And so for me, I always consider, really at the forefront of my mind when I'm buying a new guitar, is what's the used value? And part of that is, I think I just need to pull the move and like burn the ships. You know, like I think I just need to be committed, just pay retail price and then feel the sting of that depreciation. But I am concerned about the resale value of these guitars, the residual value of these guitars. I haven't looked too specifically to see. Let's see if there are any used ones available. All right, okay, so look at this. There are 2 used Bourgeois Touchstones on Reverb as of right now, and sorry if that's overexposed, but there are 2 for sale right now. One is $2,200 with free shipping. The other one is $2,675 with $100 shipping. Good luck, buddy. So the resale value is strong on this, and that's really exciting. It's encouraging. It alleviates. I think it's also risky to buy a new guitar, considering I just have to let that die, but it's a thing that will always hang with me when I do these 3-question gear reviews. So anyway, in summary, there is so much great about this guitar. There are some concerns. We didn't even talk about the fact that there are probably people who own American-made Bourgeois that this guitar is going to be problematic or antithetical to them. And so anyway, that's a whole other video for another conversation. I've thought about it a lot. I haven't figured out how to advocate or to just expound on that place, but man, all in, Great guitars, exciting challenges for them. The gap is narrower than it ever has been for this kind of guitar. And if you're in the market for a full power bluegrass, I'm gonna try and keep this guitar. I know I say that a lot. It won't stay with me forever, but man, this guitar has changed how I feel and how I think about big power. This guitar has really changed how I feel about high-powered rosewood dreads. For the most part, I stick to mahogany. Pretty much every guitar back there is mahogany back and sides. But man, oh man, we live in the best freaking time for acoustic guitars. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeremy. This is Guitar Hunter. I want you to go fill the world with music and friendship. I'm gonna help you in a couple ways. Number one, check out the course in the description down below. Number two, make sure you're subscribed so that you see when these videos come out. Number three, there's really fun merch down there. There are the Guitars Make Us Better, a limited edition shirt down below. There's also the Guitar Hunter logo shirts. When you buy those, you directly support the work of this channel. And thank you so much. There will also be a link for these to the boys at the Acoustic Shop. They're one of the biggest Eastman and Bourgeois dealers in the US, and they're also dear friends of mine. So check out all those links in the description down below. Go fill the world with music and friendship. Man, what a freaking time to be alive.